Hanvi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I guess there's some issue with the camera. No problem. Just leave it. Do you see my
Okay,
screen?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll start ahead with the class. So today's lesson, we are going to start with a new topic. Okay. So today we'll be starting with rational numbers. Now, what are rational numbers basically? Before starting this, can you tell me, do you have any doubts from the previous lesson? Did you practice the questions from the NCRT?
No, ma'am. But like I to tomorrow I'll practice and like if I have any doubts I'll ask on Sunday. I mean on Monday because our next class is on Monday, right?
Okay, so Hanvi, please positively practice the questions, and also you are required, like from this class onwards, practice as we are proceeding with the chapter. Okay.
Ma'am, actually I'm not having time, ma'am. I have to go for tuition after this, so I'm not able to practice them.
Okay, like whenever you have time, so you need to just. There are a very small portion that I'm covering in every class, so at least you just have to give half an hour. That much time you can give.
Ma'am, I go and then come back by 9:30 and then I sleep, ma'am. I mean 10:30 and then I sleep.
Okay, and before this you have your school.
School. Yes, ma'am.
So Hanvi, that means you are not supposed to practice.
No,
You
ma'am.
cannot make excuses, right?
On Sunday I'll practice, ma'am. I mean,
Yeah,
on
positively
tomorrow.
practice as we are proceeding with the lesson. Do practice the lesson at that time only, else it is going to pile up, and then there's no point of explaining the further chapter if you're not clear with the previous chapter only. Okay,
Okay,
you're
ma'am.
here to do the concepts and a lot of questions, but you also have to practice from your end, right? So now our today's lesson is rational numbers. Now, firstly, you need to understand that what are rational numbers. See, when I talk about a number line, this is a number line. Okay, and in the number line I have the middle point is 0. Now when I start counting from 0, I have the numbers like plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5 and so on. So that gives me a list of all the positive numbers. When I start counting backwards from 0, I have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 and so on. That gives me a list of negative numbers. Now, what do I have? If I start my counting from 1 onwards, so this set of number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up till infinity, this set of number is known as natural numbers. What are they known as? Natural numbers, okay? So when you are counting from 1, when you start your counting from 0, like
Mm.
0 and all the positive numbers, then they are known as whole numbers.
Whole numbers.
When you start counting from the negative numbers, you also include 0 in the positive numbers. So this set of numbers is known as integers. Like all the negative numbers, positive numbers and 0 integers. Okay, so negative and positive numbers are known as integers. When you're starting your counting from 1 onwards, then they are known as natural numbers. When you also include 0, then that's known as whole numbers. Is that clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what are rational numbers? What are they lying on the number line? So basically, all the numbers that lie between the integers. Like I have two integers, like I have 1 and 2. So between 1 and 2, I can have many numbers in between them. 1 is an integer, 2 is an integer. Between 1 and 2, I have further numbers between these integers. So these set of numbers are known as rational numbers.
Rational numbers.
For example, I can have 3 by 2. Okay, I can have
Yes, ma'am.
I can have 5 by 2. I can have 7 by 2. I can have 9 by 3. I can have 4 by 7. I can have 10 by 9, etc. So all such kind of numbers which are represented as fractional numbers, they are known as rational numbers. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So what property do you see for rational numbers? What they are composed of two numbers. What are they? Like 3 upon 2. What is 3 known as and what is 2 known as?
Three is the denominator. I mean, three is the numerator, and two is the denominator.
2 is the denominator, right? So that means what happens? That rational numbers are composed of two things. You have a numerator and all denominators. right? Now you have one more thing. See now, rational numbers are not just fractions. Okay, rational numbers include the fractions. All these are fractions, isn't it? But I can also include decimals. What are my decimals? My decimals are like 0.7, then 1.3, then 7.9, then 10.4, 1.
When we divide them, we get them in decimal point.
Yeah, so these are decimals. So decimals are also regarded as rational numbers only. Right, so what are rational numbers? Any number that is lying between two integers. Rational number is a number lying between two integers. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now this rational number can either be in the form of a fraction also, it can be in the form of decimal also. Now rational number can be negative also or they can be positive also. Okay, for example, I can have minus 1 by 2 also and I can have plus 1 by 2 also. Both of them are rational numbers.
Okay,
You
ma'am.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now in this lesson, we will be studying about various properties of rational numbers.
Properties. Ma'am, should I write this?
Not necessarily. If you have, do you have your NCERT textbook with you?
Yes, ma'am.
So everything is already there over there. Okay, so you don't really have to write. You just understand well in the class.
Okay, ma'am.
So the first property that we will be studying is the closure property. Now, what does the closure property tells you? It tells you that whenever you are going to add or subtract any number, any kind of number, the answer should be the same kind of number only. Okay, now this is a very complex statement. Let's try to analyze it. So see, closure, all these properties, we are not going to just study them from rational numbers. We'll be studying them for whole numbers also, for integers also. Right, so first I will talk about whole numbers. So let's talk about whole numbers. So what do I do? Can you give me an example of a whole number?
1, 2.
Okay, 1 and 2 are whole numbers. So let's try to add whole numbers. Whenever I am adding whole numbers, I add 1 plus 2. What do I get? 3. I know 1 is a whole number. I know 2 is also a number and 3 is also a whole number only. So that gives me the idea that whenever I add two whole numbers, I get a whole number only.
Yes, ma'am.
On adding two whole numbers, I'm getting a whole number. So that means addition of whole numbers, does it follow the closure law? Yes, it follows the closure law. This is only what the closure law says, that if you add two kind of numbers, you should get the same kind of number only. If you're adding two whole numbers, you should get a whole number. Now let's talk about subtraction. When I subtract two whole numbers, give me any two whole numbers again.
3 and 6.
Okay, let's subtract 3 minus 6. Okay, let's do one thing. First subtract 6 minus 3. So what do I get? 3. Now you'd say, okay, ma'am, 6 is a whole number, 3 is a whole number, 3 is again a whole number. So subtraction also closed under closure, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But if I look at a variation in subtraction, if I subtract, like let's suppose I say 4 minus 7, what do I get? I get minus 3 now, isn't it? I get minus 3.
Yeah. How?
You've just subtracted 4 and 7. See, when you have opposite signs, you subtract. 4 is a positive number, 7 is a negative number. You subtract them,
Oh,
you get,
yeah, yeah. We'll put the sign of the bigger number.
so you get minus 3. You understand or not?
So now if it is plus 4, minus 7 plus 4, then it will be plus 3 only, right?
No, if you have minus 7 and plus 4, then also it is minus 3. If you have plus 7 minus 4, then it is plus 3. You have to put the sign of the greater number, right? So if 7 is having a negative sign, so it's minus only. Here 7 has a positive sign, so that is why 3 is positive. See, look here. How do you solve these kind of problems? Whenever you have same signs, You add. Whenever you have opposite signs, you subtract. And answer has sign of the greater number. Do you understand these points? See, if two numbers are having the same sign, for example, plus 7 plus 9, what kind of signs do they have, same or opposite? Hanvi, do you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of signs does 7 and 9 has?
Oh, plus only. Plus of plus is plus.
I don't understand what do you say, this plus of plus and plus of minus. That doesn't really make sense. See, you don't solve it like that. That's not correct. Okay, you never say like
Okay.
plus of plus. That statement does not exist anywhere.
Okay, ma'am.
So you always look at the numbers and you look at their sign. So what kind of sign does 7 has?
Plus.
7 has a positive sign and 9 has again a positive sign.
Positive
So
sign.
do they have the same kind of signs or the opposite signs? They have the same sign. This is also plus, this is also plus, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
So
whenever,
the answer will be in positive if both of them have positive sign.
no, honey, please listen carefully first. Whenever you're going to have same signs, you're going to add the numbers. Okay, you add the numbers now. So please add 7 and 9.
7
What,
and 9.
what do you get on adding 7 and 9?
16.
Yeah, you get 16, okay. So 16 is your answer and you put the sign of the greater number. So plus sign. Understood?
Okay. So now if it is minus plus 7 minus 9.
Yeah, wait, honey, we are practicing questions. Just give me 1 minute, okay? When I'm done with the topic and whenever
Okay,
you have
ma'am.
doubts, I'll be most happy to share discuss your doubts, but please listen first, okay? So we
Okay,
are
ma'am.
talking about same signs firstly. So let's suppose I have the number minus 6 and minus 4. What kind of signs does 6 and 4 has?
Minus.
Both of them have a negative sign. So are they similar signs or opposite signs? Do both the
Same
numbers have
signs add.
similar? You have similar signs, so you're going to add the numbers. You add 6 and 4 and tell me what is your answer.
10.
10. And you put the sign of the greater number, so you put minus. So that is why
Okay.
your answer is minus 10. Now we come to opposite signs. Let's suppose I have the number negative 10 and positive 2. What kind of signs does 10 and 2 has? 10 has what sign?
Negative.
And 2?
Minus.
2 has a minus sign, Hanvi.
I mean 2 has a plus sign.
It has a positive sign. So 10 has a negative sign and 2 has a positive sign. So what kind of signs are these? Similar or opposite?
Opposite.
Opposite. So what does your answer become? Whenever you have opposite signs, what did I tell you? You subtract. Right?
Subtract.
You have opposite signs, you subtract. So subtract 10 and 2. On
Uh,
subtracting 10 and 2, what
8.
do you get? 8. And sign of the greater number. Which is the greater number? 10. You put a minus sign.
Okay.
We practice one more question. Let's suppose now what was your question? You were saying minus 7 and plus 9, right? This was only what you were asking. Now tell me, Hanvi, what kind of signs does 7 and 9 have? Same or opposite?
What, ma'am?
Am I not audible to you, Hanvi?
Ma'am, you are, but your voice is breaking anyway.
My voice is breaking. Okay, just give me 1 or 2 minutes, okay? Then I'll rejoin with another device. Please
No,
manage
ma'am,
everything.
it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, please tell me then what kind of signs does 7 and 9 has?
The 7 has a minus sign and 9 has a plus sign. So different signs subtract. So 9 minus 7 is 2. And sign of the bigger number is 9. So plus.
You have positive 2 as your answer. Why? Because you have opposite signs. So you subtract and sign of the greater number. So now do you understand this concept? You understand this concept what I told you?
Yes,
Whenever you
ma'am.
have same signs, you're going to add the numbers. Whenever you have opposite signs, you're going to subtract the numbers and sign of the greater number in your answer always. Will you forget this now?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll forget it, yes? I
Okay,
asked
ma'am.
you, will you forget it now or no?
Yes, ma'am.
You remember it.
Ma'am, I got it.
Okay, good. So now what we were doing, let's be back. I was telling you this. Subtraction. So I told you when I subtract 6 minus 3, I get 3 only. But when I subtract two numbers, let's suppose I am subtracting minus, I'm subtracting 3 minus 7. What do I get? Now tell me, same signs or opposite signs? And we have same signs or opposite signs?
Ma'am, there are opposite signs.
Yeah, so you're going to subtract. Hanvi, are you there in the class?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not responding.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking. There are different signs, so we have to subtract.
You have to subtract, okay. And sign of the greater number you put, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So greater number is 7. So what is my
7.
answer? What is my answer?
7 minus 3 minus 4.
Minus 4 is my answer. So now tell me, is minus 4 a whole number? Is minus 4 a whole number?
Yes. Yes. No.
No, minus 4 is not a whole number. Minus 4 is an integer.
Minus 4.
We studied, right? Whole numbers are 0 and all the positive numbers. These are whole numbers. 0 and all the positive numbers. Minus 4 was not a whole number, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now
From 10, all the numbers will be
from 0 and all the positive numbers are whole numbers, right? So you write no.
from 0 to all the numbers. There are positive and like from minus 1 to the back to the side are natural numbers.
No, Hanvi, you're still wrong. They are not natural numbers. 0 and all the positive numbers are whole numbers. Only all the positive numbers and excluding 0 are natural numbers. Negative numbers, positive numbers together are known as integers. Okay?
No, ma'am, I told natural numbers.
No, natural numbers you said negative. No, natural numbers are not negative.
1 second, ma'am. Let me make a note of it.
What are you saying, Hanvi?
Let me make a note of it.
Okay, you can. You want to know this as well? What are whole numbers, natural numbers, and integers?
Ma'am, 1 second. I want to make a note of. Can you write it once?
What shall I write it? Honey, what are you asking me to write? I don't understand.
I want to write this, ma'am. Can you go down a bit?
Do you want to write this? Please tell me, are you this is only what you're talking about?
No, ma'am. I want to write like the difference between whole number and the.
So this is just what I was showing you. Do you see
Oh,
it on the screen? I've written it here.
okay, ma'am. I'll write it. 1 second.
Yeah, Hanvi, have you written? Hanvi, have you noted it down?
Ma'am, okay, now I understood. So, like when we include the zero and count the positive numbers, it is known as whole numbers. And then when we do not include the zero and count the positive numbers, it's known as natural numbers, right?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Noted?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shall I move ahead now?
Yes, ma'am.
So now we have okay, so whole numbers when we are talking about this closure property. So closure property, I'm trying to explain you. It means that whenever you add two kind of numbers, you get the same number. So that means whole numbers follow the closure property for addition. But does it follow for subtraction? No, because it is not
No.
always true that when you are subtracting two whole numbers, you always get a whole number. That is not always true. You sometimes might not get a whole number as well, as he studied for 4. 4 is not a whole number, right? Do you understand this point?
Ma'am, your voice was breaking. Can you repeat?
Is my voice? 1 minute, Hanvi. Okay, I'll rejoin the meeting. Okay, Hanvi, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it better now or is it still breaking?
Ma'am, it's better, ma'am. It's not
Okay.
breaking.
Okay.
Yes,
Just
ma'am, you're talking something.
okay. Do you see my screen as well? Please tell me, is my screen visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. 1 minute, just okay.
Ma'am, it's visible, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Just 1 minute, Hanvi. I'm just connecting. Okay. I hope it's visible. So, we were talking about closure property. And I told you that closure property means that whenever I have two numbers, I perform any operation on that number, I should get the same kind of number. For example, I have two whole numbers. Okay. First, I'm studying closure property for whole number. So when I have two whole numbers, I add those numbers. Let's suppose I have plus 3 and plus 7. I get plus 10. So, Hanvi, you know, plus 3 is a whole number, 7 is a whole number, and 10 is again a whole number. Isn't
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Okay.
So addition is satisfied.
Yeah, addition follows the closure law. When I talked about subtraction, so we studied that in some cases it is true, while in other cases it might not be true. Right. For example, we studied 6 minus 3 gives you positive 3. That's true. That's giving you a whole number. But when I have, let's suppose, minus 7 plus 4, I get minus 3. So that is not correct because minus 3 is not a whole number. So on performing subtraction on two whole numbers, you're not specifically getting a whole. Right. Then we study multiplication. So when we talk about multiplication, let's suppose I have plus 3 multiplied with minus 4. Okay. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
no, wait. We have to take whole numbers. So I cannot take minus 4. I have to take a plus number only. And here also, I should take 4 minus 7. Okay. Else it will be wrong. So now, Hanvi, I have two whole numbers. I have plus 3 and I have plus 4. What is my answer on multiplication? What is the answer when I multiply them?
What, ma'am?
Honey, I'm still not audible to you.
Ma'am, you're audible, but you told to multiply something.
So
I'm
I told
asking you what.
3 and 4. What do we get on multiplying 3 and 4?
12.
A positive 12. So we know 3 is a whole number, 4 is a whole number, and 12 is again a whole number. So on multiplying two whole numbers, I will always get a whole number. So multiplication is also
Satisfied.
closure. Right. Then we come to division. So now, when I talk about division, let's suppose I have minus 10, no, plus 10 divided with plus 2. What do I have?
5.
Plus 5 only. So division is
5
also
is a whole number.
5 is again a whole number. So that gives me the idea that only subtraction does not always follow the closure law. Else, for whole numbers, addition, multiplication, and division will follow the closure law. Right? Is that clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's talk about the same property for integers also. Okay. First, I will talk about addition, then subtraction, then multiplication, then division.
Division.
All right.
This is for closure property, ma'am.
Exactly. We're studying the closure property. So, like when I talk about addition, what do I have? Give me examples of any two integers now. See, integers, if you try to recall, integers were the negative numbers also. So now you can give me examples of negative numbers as well.
Ma'am, I'm asking, is this for like closure property?
Honey, I guess there is some issue from your side. You're not able to hear me properly. Because I checked my network issue, it's fine over here. But I see that you're not able to hear me on the spot. It's lagging, I guess. Do you have some connectivity issue? Hanvi, do you have some connectivity issue? Please tell me.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm asking, is this for the distributive property or no?
Hanvi, please speak a little loudly.
Ma'am, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah, I do hear you.
Okay.
Speak now. What are you asking?
Nothing, ma'am.
You were asking something.
No, I was not asking anything. You told this was for closure property.
Okay. So the question now we are studying about integers. See now, when I have to talk about addition. So give me any two examples of integers. Any two integers.
5 plus 8.
5 and 8. Okay. So when I add 5 and 8, what do I get? 13. That's integer only. You can also
Yes, ma'am.
include negative numbers. Let's add minus 8 and add it to 3. So what do I get? I get minus 5. Now minus 5 is also an integer because we know
Yes,
minus
ma'am.
numbers are also integer. Let's add minus 8 plus minus 3. So again, what will I get? I get minus 11.
Equals minus 5, right?
Minus
Yes,
11.
ma'am. Oh, yeah. Minus 11. I was doing for the before problem. Ma'am.
So we study that the addition of integers follows the closure. Right now, when I talk about subtraction, let's suppose I have positive 10 subtracted from positive 7. What do I get? I get positive 3. Or,
Ma'am. Okay, okay. Nothing, ma'am.
and you seem to be very confused.
What, ma'am?
You seem to be very confused, Hanvi. Are you not able to understand what we are studying?
No, ma'am. I was about to ask you something, but then I got it.
You seem to be very confused in the entire class. If you have anything to ask, you can ask me, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Are you able to understand or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we study,
Addition, it is addition, we get integers.
yeah. So addition follows the closure law. When I talk about subtraction, what do I have? Let's suppose I have minus 6 subtracted from minus 3. So my answer will be C. When you open the bracket, this becomes minus 6 and plus 3.
Minus 10.
So you get a,
Ma'am, minus 10 plus 7, right? Okay. Okay, 10 minus 7 is 3.
no, I'm saying positive 10 subtracted positive 7. Okay.
Okay,
You
ma'am.
have two numbers. See, when you
Ma'am, both of them have the plus sign.
okay, look here. No, Hanvi. What happens over here? You have two signs together over here now. You also have to solve this. So you have a plus 10. And when you will open the bracket, so negative sign and a positive sign together, this equals to a negative sign. 10 minus 7 gives you plus 3. Do you understand? Hanvi, do you understand?
But then, these are plus signs, right? But then when they are added, how did you get 3?
I'm not adding them because I'm subtracting them. Hanvi, see, we are not adding 10 and 7. We have a positive 10 and we have a positive 7 with us. Both of them are the same signs. I understand your query, but we are not adding them. We are subtracting the numbers. Okay. So the rule goes different when we are subtracting. So when we are subtracting, you need to first open the bracket and then you have to solve. So when I open the bracket, I get a minus 7 now. Do you understand, Hanvi?
Yes, ma'am. I understood.
Okay, this becomes plus 3. So
Okay,
subtraction
ma'am.
also always follows closure law. Okay.
Closure property. So,
Thus,
ma'am,
just
1 second.
keep it.
I'll write it fast. Plus minus plus 7 equals plus 3. Plus 10 minus 7 equals plus 3. Done, ma'am.
Okay. So for Hamid, for today, we'll just keep it up till here only. The properties for multiplication and division, this part we will discuss in the next class. And positively revise these concepts, whatever we have studied.